So again, this is Pete from Pete's Repair. If you guys are just tuning in, we're talking lawnmowers this afternoon. All right, and now the spark plug. Some of these spark plugs on some of these things you can't even get near. Where's the location of the spark plug?
Spark plug is in the front by the valve cover.
All right, let's spin this a little bit here.
And it has a chrome cap on it,
okay,
which is water and dust proof.
I thought it just looked cool, man.
Yeah, but you just take this and you pop it off, and there's your spark plug.
You guys get a shot of that? And just replace that once a season as well?
Once a season you replace it. Same thing with the air filter and the oil. Once a season and you're good.
All right.
Now this spark plug is actually a much different spark plug than they used to use. This is an extended shank spark plug, which means that it's got that much threads.
A lot? It
yeah.
Screws that far into the head?
Screws that far into the head.
Why is this?
Because that's how far back the spark plug seat is from the inside of the cylinder chamber.
Wow, okay.
Yeah.
What's
so
the gap on that bad boy?
25 thousandths.
How do you know that?
That's 27 years.
This is also a safety device.
Yes, it is. It keeps you from getting burned.
Yes. Well, now the plug wire, by pulling that off when you need to service your mower.
Okay.
So the mower won't start.
Absolutely. Yes.
I mean, is that what you're supposed to do? Like if you're doing the sharpening the blade, make sure
you should never stick your hands under or turn the machine over unless you have this disconnected.
Makes sense.
Because if you grab a hold of the blade, all it takes is 350 revolutions per minute for that thing to generate spark to start.
That's nothing.
Right. And you can make that happen just by passing the ignition coil with the magnets on the flywheel while you're turning the blade, just by flipping it.
Okay. I'm learning something new each and every day. All right, I've got a mulcher similar to this one too. This is a mulcher and a bagger as well.
Yes.
Which do you prefer, mulching or bagging?
Mulching is the best thing for your lawn. It doesn't look the best, but it is the best thing for your lawn, and I'll tell you why.
All right, tell me why. Look right in there and tell them why.
Everybody that goes out and buys weed killer and fertilizer and everything else for their lawn, you normally do that 4 times a year. If you mulch,
okay,
you do it 3 times a year.
Okay.
So you're saving that $20 or $30 for your fertilizer once a year. Also, during the droughts that we have in late August and September, mulch will actually keep your lawn moist so that it doesn't dry out and burn.
Okay.
So you use less water also.
Makes sense.
And the drawback to mulching is that you have to keep an eye on your thatch, which is a layer of decaying material that is put back into your lawn. It cannot be over 1 inch. And you can check that by simply taking your finger and sticking it down into the dirt. If it goes down past the first knuckle, you got too much thatch. You're going to have to rent a power rake.
Or just rake it, or you're going to have to get... Okay. Now...
Interesting.
I know, see...
I've learned more today on lawnmowers than I've learned in the last 40-some years.
Lawnmowers have become very high-tech.
I can take this all home and explain this to my wife and let her service her own mower.
There you go, exactly, so you don't have to.
Well, she's got her own tools, doesn't she?
Oh, yeah, she's got a tool.
Yeah, she married one. All right, so then you just push this bad boy back. I've never tried this before on this one here. And just... You can feel it when it seats back in.
Yeah, it's got a snap lock on it,
okay,
and it seats on there, and then it's good to go.
All right, let's flip this thing over and let's take a look at the blade here.
Wait a second. We're going to stick our hands under there, right?
See, that's right. You tell me there's no fuel in there.
There isn't.
All right, but safety first, right? Okay. That's why they don't...
Which way are you going to go with it?
I don't know, but my hand's in there.
Okay, go that way.
All right, let's flip it back towards Nitro there.
There we go.
All right, now this is a mulching blade.
Yes, this is a mulching blade that Toro makes.
All right.
This is exclusive to the Toro brand that comes standard on their machine. It's called an atomic blade. The reason it's called an atomic blade is because not only of the angle, but it has these flutes on the end, which are air passages, because what happens when you cut the grass, you cut your grass off and it automatically goes straight up in the air. Then it gets caught into the air underneath and it starts to lay down and go sideways. Well, when that happens, how are you going to cut something that's sideways?
True.
You can't cut it.
I used to play the flute, by the way.
Which one?
Yeah,
We'll keep
I can't leave it alone. All right, band camp, anyway.
But this also allows the air current under there to become turbulent so that the grass actually rotates in there.
Okay.
And then it'll rotate down into the blade again and get cut more than once.
All right, this thing is really angled.
Yes.
I can see on this.
It's got a concave blade.
Okay.
Toro spent 2 years developing this blade. And what they did with it is they actually had a glass floor with grass on it. And they had high-speed cameras underneath it, taking pictures of the airflow underneath the blower so that they could see how the grass was going to be flowing underneath there and be cut. So they were taking these pictures underneath this glass floor with this lawnmower running and somebody cutting grass.
That's amazing.
Interesting.
So they did all that testing on it to make sure that this was the proper angles for everything that you needed to do to cut your grass properly and mulch it properly. So that's why the Toro has the #1 mulching mower that's made in America.
How often should you end up sharpening your blade?
Your blade should be sharpened if you're mulching twice a year.
Really? I
Yes.
didn't realize that. All right, my producer over here saying we got about 2 minutes. We're going to have to wrap it up. Proper way to sharpen a blade, is it take it off with a file?
Take it off. You can hit it with a file, set it in a vise, hit it with a file, but you need to balance it. And the quickest way to balance it is to take a nail, drive it into a board, set the blade in the main hole on there, and let it just until it comes straight across.
All right, well, I tell you what, the easiest way for me to do it is take it to your shop, Pete's Repair.
You get it back the next day.
Pete, I really appreciate coming in. You have any more questions for this young man?
Do we have any high-performance aftermarket parts for this?
There are aftermarket parts, but there are no aftermarket high-performance parts for it. Although we can put different cams in there from different engines.
All right, if you need to know more about your lawnmower repair, call Pete from Pete's Repair. Your phone number, my friend?
847-746-1698.
Again, it's Pete's Repair. The number is right here. One more time, buddy.
847-746-1698.
Hey, man, I really
I'll be glad
appreciate
to
you.
answer any of your questions.
Appreciate you
Thank
coming
you,
in.
Jerry.
He is a
Thank you.
lawnmower
Right.
expert. All right, we got to take a break. Don't go anywhere. You're watching Jerry's Garage Talk
On GoFlow.com.
Whoa! That must be the coolest job in the world.
Actually, kid, I'm a fighter pilot. He's the lawn pro.
Mow like the pros and cut your mowing time in half with the amazing Toro Time Cutter Z. Visit toro.com/Z to learn more.
And welcome back to Jerry's Garage Talk on GoFlow.com. Coming up next, Trackside Tina with a motorsports report, and quite frankly, we know that's why you're tuning in.
That's right. 2 more reasons to stay tuned to Jerry's Garage Talk is Trackside Tina. If you guys have not had a chance to see last week's race, probably one of the best finishes I've seen in a long time. So we're going to throw it over to Trackside Tina. Don't go anywhere. You're watching Jerry's Garage Talk
on GoFlow.com.
Hi, this is Trackside Tina with this week's JGT Motorsports Report, presented by GoFlow.com. There was a lot of great racing action this past weekend at Martinsville Speedway for the Goodies Fast Relief 500. In fact, there was a new track record for lead changes, which was 31 among 12 drivers, and they had 11 cautions for the race. NASCAR actually stopped the race for 25 minutes so that track personnel could repair the safer barrier on the outside wall, which was damaged on lap 221 when Martin Truex Jr.'s throttle stuck and unfortunately caused him to hit Casey Kane's car, and they both hit the wall hard. Martin's car even ignited into flames, but luckily neither driver was hurt, and they both stated that they appreciated all the measures NASCAR goes through to keep them safe. Kyle Busch didn't get his wish this weekend. He was hoping to cross off another track he'd conquered. He's never won at Martinsville, if you can believe that. While he didn't win the race, he did have a nice third-place finish and led the most laps for the race. But all eyes were on Dale Jr., hoping he would end his 98-race winless streak. He passed Kyle for the lead after the last restart, but got a little loose and Kevin Harvick got by him with 4 laps to go and won the race only 0.7 of a second over Jr. Although Jr. fans were disappointed, which I don't blame them, he was so close, Harvick fans were thrilled that he is the first repeat winner in the series this season, thanks to his Fontana win the previous weekend. This was Kevin's first win at Martinsville, and the first win for Richard Childress at Martinsville since Dale Sr. won in the fall of 1995. Mark Martin also celebrated his 800th career start. I love Martinsville. I was disappointed I missed being at this race, especially having their famous red hot dogs. They had some great price packages for the fans to go to, though. You could take 2 adults, 2 kids, and get 4 hot dogs and 4 drinks, all for $100. That's a great deal. Hopefully more tracks will offer similar prices this season. Anything they can do to help get the fans out to the track more is going to be great. And Kyle Busch takes over the points lead following Martinsville's race, followed by Carl Edwards in second and Jimmy Johnson in third. The next race is at Texas Motor Speedway, Saturday, April 9th at 6:30 p.m. Central Time on Fox. Last year, Denny Hamlin was the winner of the 1.5-mile quad oval. Denny and Carl Edwards are the only two drivers to sweep at Texas since it became a biannual race back in 2005. I can't wait to watch. Well, that wraps up this week's Motorsports Report. Thanks for listening. I'm Trackside Tina, and I'll see you at the checkered flag.
Well, we also need your help. I tell you what, if you like this episode, make sure you email me at tv@goflow.com. If you got any ideas or suggestions, or if you got a big car show coming up, we want to know. Again, it's tv@goflow.com. Also, follow me on Facebook, Jerry's Garage Talk. Share it, like us. We need your help. Until next week, folks, keep your lug nuts tight.
Your front end lubed.
We're gone. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Peace.
Out.